more dangerous.
Did NASA know that something could go devastatingly wrong with the Columbia shuttle mission? Newly released emails show that one day before the Columbia lifted off, senior NASA engineers raised concerns that the shuttle's left wing might burn off and cause the deaths of the crew. That's a similar scenario to what happened where 7 astronauts were killed. After intense debate, NASA engineers decided against taking the matter to top NASA managers. An Army National Guardsman has returned from Afghanistan to claim the body of his wife. Teresa Rakowski and her sister were killed in the Rhode Island nightclub fire. Teresa and her husband, Richard, were married just before he got deployed. In fact, a news station in Rhode Island interviewed the couple before Richard was shipped out. Richard says he learned of his wife's death by watching the news at an American air base in Afghanistan.
SUVs are quickly becoming America's favorite form of transportation, but they're also being blamed for a growing number of crashes. As News 3's Gerard Ramallah shows us, Congress is now considering new SUV regulations, and they're hearing from people on both sides of the issue.
Next time you go for a drive, look around. You'll notice SUVs make up about half of all vehicles on the road. Lately, though, some question whether they should even be legal.
Well, I drive one, so obviously I think they should be.
The debate has made it all the way to Congress, with opponents arguing they waste gas and they're unsafe.
SUVs are antisocial, dangerous vehicles, and Congress should act to bring down the death toll from these top-heavy highway battering rams.
I don't think the vehicle has anything to do with the accidents that are happening here. I think people just aren't using common sense.
We were offered a test drive at Land Rover Las Vegas. They were eager to talk to us about safety. One of the biggest arguments against sport utility vehicles is that they have a tendency to roll over. But obviously, not all SUVs are built alike. Last year, there were nearly 8,400 SUV rollovers that resulted in death. Auto experts say some SUVs are poorly designed and consumers need to do their homework before they buy. Also, drivers in general need to be more responsible.
If people would wear their seatbelts, that would probably save a lot of problems.
So far, SUV opponents have failed to drive their point home, but the debate isn't over yet.
On to some other news now. The state needs more money, a lot more, according to our governor, who's pushing for a $1 billion tax increase.
If his plan passes, will it be money well spent? News 3 investigator Darcy Spears has been digging deeper into what our tax dollars are buying in terms of government worker productivity.
Government employees are allowed up to a 1-hour lunch break, plus one 15-minute break in the morning and one in the afternoon. Although our hidden camera caught City of Las Vegas, state and county employees violating that policy, the county was the worst offender, sending more of your tax dollars up in smoke.
Everything's got to stop while they have that cigarette. Smoke, smoke, smoke that cigarette.
When it comes to government jobs, taxpayers foot the bill. Whether it's the DMV, the city, county, or state, all these workers work for us. But we found we may not be getting our money's worth.
How you doing?
Take these county employees, for example. This man in the Wrangler jeans and boots we'll call Cowboy. This woman we'll refer to as Stripes. We got to know them really well as our hidden camera watched them spend a lot of time not working. Cowboy holds the record on this day, taking 10 smoke breaks, some of them less than 20 minutes apart. In total, he smokes away 2.5 hours of his taxpayer-funded day.
Could you give us a second of your time? We're doing a story on employee smoke breaks, and we have you on tape taking 10 breaks in one day, and just wondering what you think about whether the taxpayers are getting their money's worth out of employees who do that.
Why?
You don't have any comment on that? I would assume you have something to say for yourself. No? Do you think that's excessive? 10 breaks in one day?
I don't know, is it?
You tell me.
I don't work here, man.
You don't work here? I don't think that's true.
In fact, taxpayers pay him more than $50,000 a year as a property assessor for the county. And remember Stripes? She makes $46,000 a year as an air quality specialist. On this day, she's doing a little polluting of her own, taking 9 smoke breaks for more than an hour and a half of her day, not including lunch.
Ma'am, could we just have a minute of your time to talk to you about smoke breaks? I'm Darcy Spears at Channel 3, by the way.
This happens to be my lunch hour, and I'd rather not talk to you.
You'd rather not talk to us?
I'd rather not. That's my lunch break.
Which is absolutely fine. We actually have been doing surveillance here for a while and saw you come out 9 times in the period of one afternoon to have a cigarette, along with a bunch of other people, which is a violation of county policy, and we're just curious as to, you know, whether you think the taxpayers are getting their money's worth out of you.
Take it up with my supervisor.
Do you think the taxpayers are getting their money's worth out of someone that takes 9 smoke breaks in one day?
Absolutely. Yes, I come in a half an hour early every day. I hardly ever leave here on time. I always stay late. So yeah, the taxpayers get their money out of me. Take it up with my supervisor.
This air quality supervisor doesn't want us to take anything up with him. In fact, he snuffs out his smoke and quickly ducks inside when he sees us coming to question him. Bob Foley is an air quality compliance manager who we pay $60,000 a year.
Where do you think they've been?
In addition to lunch, we saw him take 6 smoke breaks a day. And remember, county policy only allows for 2. What kind of an example do you feel that he's setting for his employees by being out here 6 times a day, smoking and smoking and smoking?
Well, everybody in Bob's department knows that he's an exemplary employee, is a workaholic, comes in early, leaves late.
County spokesperson Eric Papa says for that reason, taxpayers shouldn't worry about their money being well spent on Bob Foley. As for the other employees,
I would be concerned, and taxpayers would be concerned, if employees were abusing their break time privileges. Like I say, we want to make sure that they're not.
Tell St. Peter at the Golden Gate that you hates to make him wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette.
the county says the employees we caught on tape will be disciplined by their supervisors. And as a result of our investigation, they've begun watching smoke breaks more closely and sending email reminders to everyone about the work break policy.
Another county building, UMC, uses a global positioning style system to keep track of its emergency room nurses and doctors, no matter where they are in the hospital. Management knows when staffers arrive for work, when they go to the restroom, and when they step outside to smoke.
I want to turn to weather now, and things are finally starting to dry out here in the valley.
Dr. Jim Siebert has the rest of your week forecast.
We're going to dry out a little bit, but look at some of the storm totals. From yesterday and today, just about 1 inch of rain total. We put that all together for the year. We've got just under 2 inches for the year so far. Last year, we didn't even get 1.5 inches of rain, so we've gotten a lot of rain over the last about 2 weeks or so. Believe it or not, more showers in the forecast. Another storm system on the horizon. Now, this is not as organized. It's coming down from the north a little bit more, so not as much moisture with it, but it's going to give us another chance for some more showers tomorrow. Believe it or not, we're going to have another chance for showers again on Saturday. I know, race fans, that's not the best news, but we are going to see a chance for it. Highs will be in the 50s. A chance for rain tomorrow. Saturday, drying out by the end of the weekend.
All right. Thanks, Dr. Jim. That is all the time we have for this edition of News 3 Nightside.
Thanks for having us in. Stay tuned for a special edition of News 3, the Crazy Horse 2 investigation. Glenn Meek will be joining us.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Good night.